A brand new trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA just dropped, and while I wouldn't call the main contents of it absolutely groundbreaking, there are still a large amount of smaller details you may have completely missed and would very much like to know. Well, do I have good news for you? Here are more than 50 hidden details you missed in the July trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA, as well as additional information that wasn't even in the video at all. And let's start with the thing that probably immediately jumps out the most, the graphics. One thing is for certain, the Pokémon company have stopped advertising the Switch 1 version. Pretty much all the footage we see here is from the Switch 2 version. It all looks significantly better than it did on Pokémon Day, and it appears to run a bit smoother as well, so that's all good news. There are also several new animations, such as one moment where Chikorita actually looks up at its trainer, or Slowbro following the Mega Energy with its eye before his Rogue Mega Evolution begins. Oh, and speaking of the Switch 2, immediately after the presents, Nintendo announced a Switch 2 bundle with Legends ZA packed in, so if you're looking to make the jump with this game, this is a very nice way to save some money. Alright, let's get into the actual content of the trailer, starting with new Pokemon. Several Pokemon are seen in this trailer that hadn't been shown yet, although I haven't counted the Kalos natives since, of course they're here. Most of the faces we hadn't seen yet belong to Pokemon with Mega Evolutions, so while we had yet to get them confirmed, their inclusions were always likely. This group consists of Lopunny, Banette, Beedrill, Abomasnow, Mawile, Camerupt and Scizor, as well as their pre-evolutions of course. The Machamp and Scrafty lines are also newly shown to have made the cut. And speaking of Scrafties, its line is the main partner of one of the new characters introduced here, Naveen. He, yes, it's a he, confirmed by the website, is an upcoming fashion designer who's also a member of Team MZ. Side note, but we have no clue what MZ stands for right now, but I'm curious to hear your guesses. Interestingly enough, the website specifies Naveen is not a huge fan of Pokemon battles, but despite this, we see him aid the player in battles at several points during the trailer, revealing some other team members of his to be Ariados and Crocodile. The website also tells us Naveen only joined Team MZ to have access to a studio space, which is noteworthy because a very similar thing is going on for the other newly revealed member, Lida. She only joined the team so she could have lodging, which already reveals the hearts of these characters don't necessarily lie with the work we do, further amplified by her dream being to become a professional dancer. Also, is it just me or does Lida resemble Dendra from Scarlet and Violet a great deal? And since they're both athletic people, I wouldn't be surprised if they're related in some way. A Tierno connection is also possible though, the resemblance is there and the dancing focus definitely aligns as well. The site continues by mentioning Lida is a foodie with a love of croissants and her partner Pokemon is a Staryu, which is also currently her only confirmed team member. There will surely be more though. This key art found on the website shows Lida prominently next to the trainer during the night events of Lumio City, suggesting she is way more into battling than Naveen is. We even see a shot where her Staryu attacks and unleashes what appears to be a poisonous beam. Unless this is toxic, that would mean this is a completely new addition to Staryu's moveset. It currently can't learn anything like this. Which also immediately makes me wonder whether this could be a setup for a potential poison-type Mega Starmie with a Mega Scrafty then to match. It would make sense for your friends to have Megas this time around, that's for sure. We can also see in the trailer that Team MZ holds strategy meetings, but whether this is actually a recurring thing or a one-time moment is hard to say. Legends Arceus did have several moments similar to this, so it's definitely not out of the question. As the trailer continues, we get some shots of elements that will get more focus later on, but I do want to point out that during this shot of a trainer battle, the player character is hiding behind trash cans. What is the purpose of that? Is it just for fun? Or is she still there from trying to avoid a trainer? It's hard to say, but I doubt there's any benefit to it. We can also see a standout NPC in the background here, with a yellow sort of outfit that at least appears to have some sort of function. Perhaps it's a police officer of sorts. It's also shown that chilling with your entire party and posing with them will return from Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, although it is a tad more limited this time, only available when sitting on benches, as mentioned on the website. Then we get to what is a minor moment in the trailer, but further expanded online. Alpha Pokemon. This Houndoom with the red eyes is of course reminiscent of what we saw in Hisui, with the stronger, more powerful wild Pokemon that will attack you out of nowhere. It is noteworthy though that changes have been made since Legends Arceus. While the trailer shot leaves it unclear due to the angle whether this Houndoom is actually as large as Alpha Pokemon in Hisui, a screenshot on the website shows it to be pretty normal sized. Also interesting is that this time around, Alpha Pokemon is written without a capital A, suggesting it's no longer a story element or title kind of thing, but more a behavior type of Pokemon, if you get what I mean. Alpha Pokemon in Hisui were lore related, which doesn't appear to be the case here. I want to hone in on another new character next, Corbeau, who is the leader of the Rust Syndicate and appears to be Legends ZA's equivalent of a poison type gym leader. Now, whether we'll actually have 8 of these kinds of figures is hard to say, but Corbeau doesn't strike me as a super important character we will run into for the entire length of the game. He's too type coded for that, I would say. Corbeau's ace appears to be Arbok, which again brings up ideas of a new Mega, especially since Corbeau has a Mega Stone on his pin, suggesting he at least uses them, albeit perhaps not on Arbok. By the way, did you spot that sick King Gambit statue in his headquarters? There's also a really cool Overquill furniture item visible here. Oh, and Corbeau has a bodyguard or assistant who resembles Vinny from Quasartico, a little too much to be a coincidence I would think. Although they're definitely not the same person. Let's get back to some more minor stuff next, such as... what is this spinning hologram thing that can be seen in the Wild Zone during the night? It's not there during the day, so it must have some tie into the ZA Royale, but what? During the shot where a Mawile is caught, we can see in the corner of the screen a notification of a mission of sorts that in both wording and goal is extremely reminiscent of the research tasks we saw in Legends Arceus. I doubt they'll be as overbearing as they were in that game, and they won't be the main focus either, but it's clear that the core idea of it did survive the jump to Legends ZA. The trailer also takes a moment of our time to show that Furfrou can have its appearance change once again, using a new character called Mert and her Cypher, who function as groomers. The service still costs 500 Pokédollars, just like it did in X and Y, showing that inflation is apparently not a thing in Kalos, impressively enough. On the website we can see a screenshot of what Mert looks like, as well as the Pokemon Center lady of Lumio City. And while we're on the topic, let's look at some more website information, such as screenshots that show what the Pokedex looks like, revealing it doesn't have the same tracking mechanisms as Legends Arceus did. The evolution screen, which seemingly has a sky-themed background now. We also learn of the ZA Royale app, which we can customize in a way that's reminiscent of the trainer cards from Sword and Shield. And most shockingly, since you'd think this is quite important, the website reveals you can find Mega Shards throughout the world, which are clearly reminiscent of Diancie gems. These Mega Shards can be traded in at Quasartico for Mega Stones, which is one of the ways to obtain them. But there are more. The Stone Imperium returns from X and Y and will sell Mega Stones, and there is one more way that I will get to later. But first, I want to talk about customization. Clearly a big focus for the return to the region that introduced it in the first place. Scarlet and Violet was lighter in this aspect, but we seemingly needed to take one step back to take 2 more forward, as in Legends ZA it appears to be more significant than ever before. We can now change our lip color, eyelashes and hair color is way more dynamic, allowing for gradients, patterns and streaks. While not all hairstyles seen in the trailer are new, all clothing options are, complete with new brands that have never appeared in the games before. There may also be more focus on accessories this time around, as we see one character wearing headphones, which is new, and bags appear to offer much more subtle looks this time around, with purses and satchels rather than the huge backpacks we saw in Sword and Shield for example. Oh, and if this segment got you worried, since it appears the male character has less customization options than the female one, don't worry, that is due to the male character being in a hair salon and the female one in a special looks screen. It is shown on the website that in a hair salon, the female character has limited options as well. The first trailer for Legends ZA already confirmed AZ would be returning, and this trailer adds 2 more returning Kalos characters to the mix. The first is Emma, who took over from Looker as Lumio City's resident detective. In case you don't remember, Emma is a prominent character from X and Y's Postgame, where she's an orphan who joins Lucas' bureau as an assistant. She then becomes entangled into the plans of Sorosic and wears an expansion suit under the name Essentia, and while that whole plotline is resolved in X and Y, in the end, she continues to use it for good in her detective work, so we might very well see it in Legends ZA as well. We also get to see Mimi, her Esper, is still by her side, which is interesting since it is also shown Emma has a Mega Stone, which then probably isn't for Meowstic. Could it be for Crobat? Or Malamar? She was shown to use both when masquerading as Essentia, and also uses Crobat as her partner in Pokemon Masters. The other returning character is Mabel, one of the admins of Team Flare, who is now a Pokemon professor and has seemingly taken residence in Sycamore's office. The Team Flare logo is actually still visible on her chair, which is kinda interesting to think about, as you would assume the organization isn't exactly well liked in Kalos these days, since they try to destroy the world and all that. Through research for Mabel, we can apparently gain items, most of which are likely to be TMs as far as we can see, but also EXP candy, and the website mentions you can also get Mega Stones this way. It's also noteworthy that this screen makes evident how important the cooldown time of a move is, something that obviously isn't highlighted or even exists in the mainline games. As the trailer continues, we learn side quests returned from Legends Arceus, where they were a big focus. Quest givers are named characters once again, which will definitely help build familiarity with our home city, just like we saw in Jubilee Village. Currently, we know the game has at least 25 side quests, but I'd be shocked if there aren't a whole lot more, especially since this Trubbish one doesn't appear to be a late game quest. What is probably late game though is this encounter with a rogue Mega Tyranitar. It may be the first we are shown, but the levels here reveal this is definitely not an early game opponent. By the way, it's mentioned on the website that Quasartico hires your Team MZ to look into the rogue Mega Evolution phenomenon, which is how you are all connected. What's also noteworthy is that during this battle, we do not see Dragonie's moveset whatsoever, it's gone from the screen. Was it edited out? And if so, why? Or could it be related to Dragonie doing Outrage, a move that locks you into using it? Either way, it sets up the reveal of Mega Dragonite properly, highlighting that it takes more after Dragonair now, with wings on its head and the orb on its tail. And as the trailer comes to a close, there is some final noteworthy info to discuss. We have yet to see how exactly Zygarde ties into the whole game, but we do see its 10% form standing outside the Hotel Z, suggesting that it will be a part of the story in some way and not just a side quest, like the Spiritomb collection was in Legends Arceus. And then finally, we have the pre-order bonuses. A Ralts holding a Gardevoir is available for a limited time, but we know from this trailer that at the very least, Ralts itself isn't hard to get. Both it and Kirlia are in the trailer at several points. Whether that also goes for the Gardevoir is hard to say, but you'd think it'd be hard to get, right? Why else give it away like that if you can easily get it in game as well? And last and, well, maybe least, it's not super important, I do want to point out that the fact you can get 100 Pokeballs as a serial code gift does seem to highlight we will be throwing Pokeballs at rapid numbers in this game, just like in Legends Arceus, rather than the normal pace of the mainline titles. Scarlet and Violet had a digital pre-order serial code worth only 30 Pokeballs, although buying the Jewel Pack did give you 100 still. Anyway, that's everything I could find, but did I miss anything? Share it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all my future Pokemon content coming up. For now, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.